Hello, everyone. Let me go ahead and move this. Cool. All right, welcome back to I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Probably one of my favorite games of all time, just because of how well it can tell a story. Uh, Along with that, I have recently gotten a lot of my friends into it because, like I said, really great game. Probably one of the better ones of all time. So, hello. Welcome to the stream. Um, we're back, and this is our last year of this run. So, this is our first run. Just a little recap of everything that has happened. We landed on the planet. We got a cool augment. We got super strength. Um, Ended up one of the other kids got electrocuted. We couldn't save them. Then their uncle got attacked by animals, and um, then a lot of people died. Professor Hal died. Uh, the governor died. Our parents ended up dying. One was due to overworking themselves and starvation, and the other one was due to severe disease from pollination of terrible invasive plants. Or not invasive plants. Technically, we're the invasive species. Um, so basically, childhood trauma simulator. That's the game we're playing. Then this other ship landed from Earth. Had some cool people on it. We started dating Rex. Nomi is really cool too. We don't like this guy over here. His name is Vase. He is an asshole. We don't like him. He has also corrupted one of our other friends, an enemy, and there is nothing we can do about it at the current moment, sadly. But yeah, big Sag. What else? Let's check out up on our relationship stuff. Cal became our best friend. Dis ran away because we weren't good friends with him enough, and almost blew up the colony, but I ended up stopping it in time. Because, oof, that'd be terrifying if it actually went off. Mars is pretty cool. I honestly wish I would have friended her a little bit more. Tangent, we could probably get Tangent all the way up this year. And yeah, we don't like Vase. We met Sim. He's a weird alien shape changer. He basically runs the place. He's one of what you would call, I guess, the gardeners. We ended up running into him on our expeditions. And yeah, we have a whole year ahead of us. And to be honest, I have no idea how to prepare for the oncoming storm of stuff. Um, Aside from getting our combat up, maybe. Um, yep, that's pretty much how it is. At the current moment, we have heroics, which basically makes our physical skills go up faster. So I think we should do that. We should go on guard duty, get our bravery up and our combat up. All right, there's part of the new garrison you're not supposed to visit. Deep underground, where the colony keeps dangerous animals that have been captured by the hunting parties and brought back to be studied. These aren't the cheerful fields where newly domesticated bristlebugs and float cows live their days in peace and luxury. It's a grim place filled with wild, furious creatures pacing in circles, leashing at the reinforced glass, or lashing at the reinforced glass, shooting acid from their wherevers. You know this because Security Chief Rhett has brought you here today, past many secure doors, so he can show you what you're up against. You should assume everything outside the colony walls is trying to kill you, he says gravely. Even if it doesn't look like it wants to sting or bite you, that doesn't mean it can't spray acid, release poisonous spores, liquefy your insides with a sonic blast, or release a deadly neurotoxin. He points at you. If you don't know what that is, expect it's deadly. If you do know what it is, you should know how to kill it before it kills you. He teaches you various xenofauna, their habits, behaviors, natural defenses, and weaknesses. Like always, he throws a lot of info at you and just expects you to be able to remember it flawlessly right away. Yes, there will be a test. It'll be when you meet these monsters in the wild, and if you fail that test, you're dead. In fact, pop quiz. In which animal has venom sacs and can camouflage itself so well that likely you'll step on it? That is a snap bladder. We know so because we had to prevent Nomi from running into one of those. Correct. They're like leg hold traps. They catch their prey by waiting for it to walk right in top of them. Then they snap shut and hold their prey until it gives in. Adult snap bladders can move slowly, but it makes them ornery, especially when they're heavy with eggs. The young are too small to hunt like this, but they have venom sacs. Not too dangerous to humans unless you fall in the whole nest of them. He raises his eyebrow. I don't suggest you do that. Alright, so we need up to 40. We can do that. 7, 7, 8, 5. Let's go switch these two so we have 3 reds. Swap it out over a little bit more. Boom. First collectible use is free, so we should go ahead and knock this 5 up to a 7. Super goal. Let's go. Alright. As usual for this time of year, your dreams have been more vibrant and invasive. You have trouble distinguishing dreams from reality. During the day, you dread falling asleep at night. Huh. There's a hot in your bedroom. Okay. From a past life. I don't remember this past life, but okay. Let's follow it. You chase it into your balcony door and find yourself on a thickly wooded path. Much wood pressing in close on every side. The light is weird here, pink and glittering, casting teal shadows. The hopeye disappears down a hole in the ground, and without thinking, you dive after it, squeezing your shoulders to fit through. You tumble into a cave, beautiful and surreal, shimmering with light that seems to be coming from within. When you take a step forward, granules of pink sand crunch underfoot. The cave opens out to a forest that seems lifted from the fairy tale. Sunlight beams through breaks in the trees, illuminating a path of mushwood ringed stepping stones that lead you to a small cottage. You spot the hopeye hurrying further down the path. Let's visit the cottage. Oh, you don't meet anyone in the cottage. It's empty. But there's something alive in an old green crate in the back of the cottage. It's banging furiously, jiggling at the latch, demanding to be let out. You lift the lid and find yourself falling into the empty box. You land hard on solid ground, your breath whooshing from you. It's hot here, impossibly hot. The twin suns beat down upon you, burning your skin on contact. The air is almost painful to breathe. In all directions stretches a barren wasteland of dead trees, like bones puncturing the dry skin of the planet. You rise from the dusty, cracked earth and begin to walk, stumbling over the bones of unknown creatures. You don't know where you're walking, only that the horizon doesn't change. The red sky just stretches overhead like a great bowl of heat pressing down on you. Oh. A great roar shakes you, and you turn to see a chimeric nightmare, a manticore, but with Governor Loom's face. He towers over your podium, his claws clacking his tail, thrashing as he proselytizes. We, primeval forests feeling, he chant. We, the rivers streaming, piercing deep the mines within. We, the surface broad surveying. We, the virgin soil upheaving. Overhead, the sky is streaked with smoke. You hear a rumbling in the distance. Stand to face it. You plant your legs and refuse to look away from the beast. With a yell from behind you, Mars appears swinging a sword made of light at Loom Abomination. Its head rolls across the dirt, but it continues to speak. You turn from the scene, walk away, feeling the memory of it cling to you as you push and claw your way through to another reality. You stumble forward into the dark, glowing forest. Blessedly cool air brushes your cheeks, thick with moisture and making your face wet as if you've been crying. The path wends forward, flanked by humanoid figures carrying candles. Some are wearing robes, some armor, some lab coats, some environmental suits, and formal wear. Some are elderly, some are barely 10 years old. All turn to look at you, and you realize with a jolt, they're all you. Every single one of them is you. You see yourself reflected in their eyes and gaze upon you dispassionately, a line of possibilities stretching out as far as you can see. The hopeye crouches between the ranks and gazes solemnly as you pass. You walk steadily upward, feeling an unflinching gaze follow you. Overhead, the wormhole hangs in the sky with an overripe fruit, bending the heavy branch of space and time towards you. It's so close, as if you feel that you could touch it. You stretch your hands out, seeking. You wake up. Oh, lovely. Insomnia. What a wonderful thing to have on your birthday. I do like that. Alright, we need rest, but we also need to talk to all of our friends. Hello, Nomi. I have a present for you. It's shiny rock. Hello, Rex. I has hugs. And also a stick. Hehe. Okay, could go to the lounge. Anybody else? Tangent, I know you like medicinal roots, so we got that for you. We would also give a medicinal root to Dis, but he is no longer with us. He is gone. Ran off into the abyss to live out his life as an alien. Probably. Very likely. That's what happened. Alright, engineering, biology. Oh, right. Rest. You need rest. Can't keep pushing yourself like this. Right. The new bar that Rex built is lovely at night, and during the day, it's nice quiet space to sit, at work, or study. You meet Dr. Instance there, drinking a cup of blep tea and looking through a schedule on her holopalm. She runs a hand through her hair and mumbles, "This stress in the colony is out of control." You think that she's talking to herself until she looks up. Every day, more people come to medbay just looking for someone to talk to about their anxiety or their bad day. I don't have time for this. Colony needs a counselor. It does, but it takes years of training and even the toll it took on the counselor Best. I didn't know that that the burden was killing her. Dis and Tangent don't have a mother, just because people couldn't. I shouldn't have said that. Stress must be getting to me too. She gulps down the last of her tea and grimaces at the taste. What we really need around here is a barista. I can be barista. Just to listen to people complain about their problems. Yes! Oh my god, we unlocked being a barista in the living quarters. Hells yes. So, what's your damage? Instance gives you a stony look. I'm afraid my secrets died with Besk. Focus on other people. It's a better use of your time. Aha! Well, I don't want to get rid of... I honestly, I don't like Cadet because of the stuff that it tails behind it. So, who cares? Alright, we're definitely going to do barista stuff. I want to check out my expeditions, though, what my options are. Alright, could survey the ridge, could forage in the valley. To my knowledge, there's not really anything in any of those, so... Yeah, let's be a barista for a bit. I'm excited. Oh, wait. Work in the cafe, yes. It'll boost our empathy and our creativity, both of which are lacking. You report to the cafe for your first shift as a barista, expecting to be shown how to, well, do anything. What you're met with instead is a crowd of people who'd like their blep tea, and they'd like it now. You barely know how to pour water. This isn't gonna go well. You get set up behind the bar and start taking orders. After a few false starts, you quickly figure out how to brew the blep tea and pour the lightly fermented potato juice so it doesn't form a head. Foaming soy or float cow milk for the perfect latte is still a disaster, though. Most people are understanding and are happy to order a different drink while you're learning, but by midday, you realize that your tip jar is completely empty. The people want lattes. Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. That's for all you Magic School Bus fans out there. Alright, we're gonna throw all these 6s on here. Oh, wait, nope, that ruined it greatly. How dare you. Alright, you know what? That's fine. You know what they say, if you really want good tea, you gotta put your entire strength into it. I don't think they actually say that, but you know what? We're gonna use all of our strength cards making this tea. Hell yeah. We are victorious. Alright, you scald some soy milk, but after a while you begin to get the hang of it. You start slinging lattes to the grateful, caffeinated masses. Nice, and our tip jar got filled. Chief Engineer Instance comes by to see how you're doing, and you tell her that you're totally underwater. You weren't supposed to get some kind of... weren't you supposed to get some kind of, on-the-job training? For what? It's pouring drinks, not genetic engineering. I told you you'd get the hang of it. She takes a sip of her tea. See? Anyone can do it. Even you. You think she's trying to be encouraging. Nice. A potent brew. Ooh, apparently Tangent loves the barista bar. You know, if I had to choose a job for this game, barista is the perfect one. Let's go. Where is Rex? It is his birthday today. Hello. Another beautiful day in paradise, right? He says, voice light but dripping with irony. You doing okay? Taking care of yourself? Yep, barely, but that's fine. Have a log. Rex is hanging out with Nobi in a scheduled area of the colony. But as you approach, you can tell from the first aid kit that Nomi's tense posture that this isn't a casual visit. Please stop fussing, Rex. Nomi pouts, dabbing some of the ointment under Rex's eye. You have a cut, right there. It's just a scratch. Rex protests. He sees you coming over and brightens, sitting up straighter and knocking Nomi's hand out of the way. Hey, Fukashi is here. He says over loud. And Nomi scrabbles for the first aid kit before realizing it's too late, and you've seen it anyway. They glance balefully at you, but Rex is all smiles. If it weren't for his purpling bruise under his eyes and the cuts across his cheekbone and lip, you'd almost think things were normal. What happened? I know what happened. I know very well what happened, but what happened? Oh, nothing, don't worry about it, Rex says, waving a hand. I was, watching where I was going, and I ran into one of the unfinished walls around here. Yeah, 17 times, Nomi mumbled, valiantly trying again to tend to Rex's face. You should tell Ragaji the truth. Maybe he can do something about it. What's really going on? Oh, look at that pouty face. Alright. It's nothing. Nothing I ain't used to anyways. It just happens sometimes. People get in their heads and they want to stay in Vase's good side, and the easiest way to do that is beat on someone he doesn't like. Rex shrugs one shoulder, indifferent. It's fine, he says. They'll remember what I'm good at, and come sneaking back. They'll remember what I'm good at and come sneaking back eventually. It's getting worse, though, Nomi adds softly. I thought it would stop when we joined the colony, but they're even bigger meanies now. Rex smiles encouragingly at Nomi. Vase is just mad that you and I have real friends here. He hates that he and his bullies aren't the only big damn heroes in town anymore, and that he can't control what people think about us. It makes him feel small, and he hates that. What is the deal with that man, anyways? I don't even want to bring it up, because I'd rather think about the future and not the past. But when we were younger, Vase was just a normal kid like me. We were both kind of the runt of the litter, but he had a chip on his shoulder about it, and always tried to boss people around like he was the actual top dog. I tried to be nice to everyone because, that's the pup in me. I just want to have friends and play. And Vase did not want to be friends with me. He kind of hated me, because people like me more. Nomi takes Rex's hand and he shoots them a little smile before continuing. And then one day, I was just hanging out with my friends, then Vase walks right up to me and starts picking a fight. Right, calling me names and telling me I was just faking it to make people like me. My friends wanted to beat him for it, but I told him to stop it. And I walked right up to him, hands out like, "Hey, we can still be friends." And that piece of shit just straight up broke my arm. We we weren't even fighting. He just got me on the ground and snap, broke it right there. Rex shows you the scar in his arm where the bone must have broken the skin. He was dead set on proving a point, I guess, he says quietly. Man is an asshole and we don't like him. That's why everyone lets Vase boss them around. They know that what he does when he gets angry. Everyone acts like a bunch of heroes, but they're just cowards who'd rather let Vase keep picking on Rex instead of standing up for him and pissing him off. Yeah, he's not like this with everyone. He is nice to the people he likes. That's why everyone wants to be his friend. Hot air rises to the top. Why didn't he get in trouble? He managed to convince people that we jumped him, like we were gonna haze him or something, and that's what he told the adults. Anyways, so that became the official story. Honestly, I just feel bad for Nomi. If it wasn't for me, people would probably leave them alone. It's not fair that they get the crap for being friends with me. Nomi throws their arms around Rex, who grimaces in pain. I'd rather be friends with one good Rex than 100 of Vase's bully cronies. Rex relaxes into their arms and hums happily. It's better to keep the past behind you. I'm going to destroy Vase. Arr. Don't think I haven't thought about it, he says. Hey, I'm not perfect. If I thought fighting back would do any good, I would have done it years ago. Besides, if I win just because I'm stronger, that's not really a win at all. Besides, I'm a colony kid now. I can be anything I want, do anything I want, talk to anyone I want, and Vase just can die mad about it. Despite his bravado, Rex sighs and scratches the back of his head. I too kind of regret what happened, though. Like, it sucks that Vase got to the point where he thought that the only way he could get respect was by being a bully. I mean, he's a douche and a half, but you don't have to defend him. I'm not defending him. I just think sometimes, like, if I could have seen he was hurting and been a better friend to him, I could have changed his whole life. Yeah. Think about how different things would have been growing up on Helio if he wasn't the friend who got away. Yeah, but you can think about that. He's not your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to fix people. I had to learn that lesson. That's why I try not to let it get to me. It doesn't matter what Vase does to me. You can't hurt someone who chooses not to feel pain. He's gonna get his fool ass killed someday, and I'm gonna be right there. He reaches out and takes your hand, and Nomi takes your other, and the three of you are linked. I have all I need here. That's neat. Nice, we are very close to maxing out the friendship. Oh yeah. That should easily happen in the next couple of go-arounds. Bye, baby. Love you. Alright, well, Cal is missing from his normal spot. Where is he? Nomi, have shiny rock. Hello, Cal. Have something. A bobber fruit. There you go. Although I realize I made him max friendship, so I guess I didn't have to do that, but that's fine. Okay. So that takes care of all of that. I guess we continue being a cool barista until the year's up. Work at the cafe. Rex stumbles in and the workday is just about to stop, bleary-eyed and hair all rumpled to one side. You ask him, what'll it be? And he makes a long, tired noise. Surprise me. But nothing too stiff. I have to drive the hoverboard in an hour, or the hover loader in an hour. Come on. Why you know work? There we go. You make him a blep tea with a float cow milk. It has milk in it. That's like breakfast, right? What flourish do you draw in the foam? A good portrait of Rex? Nah, it's a heart. I can't not get. Here you go. Has heart. Hooray! He perks up when he sees the heart and gives you a tired smile. Right back at ya. Oh my god, I love it! Look at that art. It's amazing art. It looks like Rex. It's great. Rex stays a while to enjoy his latte, even though it makes him late for work. Ah, I'm glad this place is finally done. The colony really needed a place that was just made for relaxing, right? You admire Rex's handiwork, and he admires your latte brewing. We're so much better at latte making. It's great. Hooah. Heck yes. Can't really do any better than that. I don't think. Oh, we could set neighbors to a value. That's a pair. Ah. Stick with what we got. This is fine. Alright. Hooray, extra empathy. It is mid-pollen. You spot Tang heading behind the engineering wing and follow, only to find she disappeared. Then you look up and see an access ladder leading to a maintenance platform by the engine turbines. Long, silent, and starting to rust. Oof, she looked hella stressed. You climb up the platform. Tang's there, lying on her back, staring at the sky. A hatch beside her leads back into engineering. That must be how she knows about this place. She doesn't acknowledge you until you're standing right over her. Your shadow fighting the overcast light. She blinks with the sluggishness of someone who's only just there, only just remembered it's a necessity, and licks her lips before speaking. Do they need me in there? You shake your head, and Tang doesn't sigh. Tang doesn't sigh in relief exactly, though her eyes slip closed again. Good. It's all too much right now. I thought. I don't know what I thought. I don't know why I'm up here. What's going on, Tangent? Tang huffs a small laugh and folds her hands over her stomach. You know, I think I may be burned out. Or depressed. In Earth movies, depressed teenagers would sneak out into the rooftops, she says. I confess, I don't think I see the appeal. Maybe it would be better if I had alcohol or cigarettes. Blanking out with your mind, substances, is what my mom used to do. Not me. You want to talk about it? Tang smiles, effacing, and doesn't look at you. I don't think so. Maybe. Will you sit with me? You lie down beside Tang and watch the gentle revolution of the sky for a few minutes. You can feel the caginess seep out of Tang as you lie there in silence, until finally she speaks. Do you ever think about humanity? She asks slowly. Humans are such glorious, beautiful, utterly self-destructive things. She continues. They only ever create by destroying, and in turn, they hasten their own demise. Tang finally looks at you, her hollow eye lighting up in her cheekbone. She looks gaunt. It was the belief in human supremacy, the unchecked innovation that doomed humankind on Earth. Does it seem like we're going down the same path here on Vertumna? So what if we are? This is our home. Aha! We helped her. It is our home, she repeats. You're right. We can't change that, and we shouldn't have to apologize for wanting to live here, just like anything else that does. Sometimes I wonder why we even sent humans to explore space. Given our track record, you would think perhaps an artificial intelligence would have been wiser. No ego to get in the way. No questions about ethics or morality. After all, we learned in Earth history that when colonists traveled from Europe to Americas, they nearly killed everyone who already lived there because they spread disease. I can't help but wonder if we're doing the right thing. The hatch to the laboratory clings open, and Tang jumps. There you are. Have you finished recalibrating the strand sequencer yet? No, not yet. I was waiting on the results from BH4316, and they're ready. I need that sequencer ready for the G41 sample. Her eyes flick to you. If you're done, she adds icily. Yes, ma'am, Tang says, cowed, and slices into the hatch after an instant. As her head disappears past the roofline, you catch a fleeting hint of expression on your face you can't name. Oof. Hang in there, Tang. You got this. You're doing great. Hello, Rex. Another hug. Mars, hello. I have crystal for you. Alright, well, everything's going to shit. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, everything's going to shit. Because the entire colony is basically at war with itself. You've got half the colony is pro-Xeno, the other half of the colony is pro-genocide, and yeah, it's not great. Governor Loom is a terrible, terrible governor. Alright, work in the cafe. Tangent is a frequent visitor in the cafe. She may not get tired like other people, but she needs all the stimulants she can get for her all-day studies / research sessions. You usually keep it to herself. She usually keeps to herself in the corner, but sometimes she sits at the bar and graces you with some small talk, or asks a question about what you think about living on this planet. You can never really tell what her mood is going to be. It seems to fluctuate based on how well her research is going. Speaking of research, she seems determined to try every possible way to drink blep tea. Pour it long, double strength, and bitter, and the way instant brews in the lab. That's going to taste awful. Coming right up. Hey, we helped, Tangent. You brew the tea. You brew Tang the blackest, sludgiest blep you've ever made. And when the cafeteria's old auto brew broke and started mixing motor oils in with the tea, it wasn't this muddy. Even when the old auto brew broke and started mixing oil in with the tea, it wasn't this muddy. Tang takes a sip and shudders. Oh, perfect. Girl, I feel that. I have had those days, and I have made coffee like that, and ooh boy. As Tang drinks her tea, you notice she's fiddling with something in her hand. It's large, rainbow-hued crystal, a bit like a holopalm interface embedded into your hand. What's that? This is just something of my mother's, she mutters, turning the crystal over and in her fingers. I found it in an old junk drawer in the medbay. It must have been there for over a decade, since before, from when she still was alive. I meant to give it to Dis, since he's the sentimental one. I suppose I waited too long, and well, now he's gone. Oof. Yeah, he is gone. Oof. Well, rip. Can we do better? Question mark. Yes, we got super goal somehow. I will take it. I will not complain. Our empathy is skyrocketing. That's good. I think we need that. Feels like a thing we need. Hello, Tang. Are you doing good? Here I have something for you. It's a crystal. It looked a lot like the one your mother had. Question mark. Hey, you wanna go on the dates? Question mark. Yes. Oh boy, do I. You head up to the roof. Rex leads you up onto the roof of the Helio, long since built over the supports various ladders and platforms and hiding holes. The place he leads you has a few pillows and blankets tucked away. This man in the construction crew has decided to find his own little platform and stuff a bunch of pillows and blankets tucked away, which come in handy when the wind whips up and makes everything unusually chilly for Rotona. This is one of my favorite places. And I'm with one of my favorite people. Who could ask for more? Hooray, 20 less stress. Alright, back to being a barista. Because we're cool that way. In the evenings, the mood in the lounge shifts from coffee shop to bar. The lights go down, the music gets a little louder, and you tend to serve more alcohol than blep tea. Well, fermented potato juice, which the adults generously refer to as cider. Folks come here to for quiet conversations, often with you, and you're happy to oblige. It's getting late, but you're still open, slinging cider and collecting gossip. An enemy slides up to the bar. Hey, Ragashi, she says, pushing her scraggly hair off her forehead. She looks exhausted. Ah, could I get a cider? Minors aren't allowed to be drinking, but many things on this colony, it's more of a suggestion than a rule. An enemy is only 18, but she's been through a lot in the past few years. You all have. Give her as much as she wants. Ha! You serve her a glass of cider. Her eyes widen at the yeasty flavor. Weird, but I think I like it. You hang out with an enemy and keep her glass filled with cider, her face slowly getting more flushed as she drinks. As she gets more drunk, she gets more and more giggly until almost falling out of her chair and laughing at the slightest thing. She ends up too drunk and walks back to her quarters. You don't want to call her mom, Auntie Anne, so you send Vase a holo message to come pick his girlfriend up. Vase isn't impressed. Come on, soldier, he says, hauling an enemy's arm over his shoulder and helping her stand from the bar. Let's get you dried out. Aw, babe, she croons, trailing her fingers down his chest. But I'm having so much fun. You're embarrassing yourself. Let's go. They leave, an enemy's laughter floating on to the evening breeze long after they're out of sight. And you wonder why she drinks. Vase. Yeah, that's fine. Empathy. This is fun being in the bar and seeing all the fun interactions with the people. Hello, everyone. Rex, I have things for you. First, a hug. Secondly, a stick, because dogs love sticks. Is that enough? Are you at 100 yet? No. I'm guessing you're at, what, 99? 98. Alright, one more month. Next month will be perfect. I have a present for you. Here, have shiny crystal that you can see your face in. It makes rainbows. You're about to challenge Nomi to a game of Laser Fable, but you notice that they seem kind of down today. When you ask what's up, they just sigh and scuff their feet in the dirt. Ragashi, what do you do when you want to be, or what do you want to do when you grow up? I want to dedicate my life to knowledge. I want to be in charge. I just want a peaceful, average life. I have no idea. I have no idea. A barista, maybe? Could also dedicate my life to knowledge as a scientist. Yeah, that one. Wow, that's so cool. You already know what you want to do. What's that like? I've been thinking about what I want to do with my life, but I just don't know, Nomi says, pouting a little. I thought that being here would mean I could just find something I'm good at, but everything I try just sucks. It's boring, and I'm not good at anything, except drawing and writing. Before we laid it on Vertumna, though, I ended up doing whatever was assigned to me. We had this duty roster, right? And I figured I would keep working in the canteen, and when I spend the rest of my time playing holo games and making up stories. I've peeled a lot of potatoes. But since we landed here, I've been talking to Mars, and she's really serious about the idea that any colony worth living needs to have artists and writers, like me. So I was thinking, what if I really did follow my dreams? Nomi picks up just a little bit, talking about it. I could be a comic artist, or a holo game designer, or a writer. Oh, I could be anything, as long as I get to make stuff that people like. What do you think, Ragashi? The colony definitely needs people like that. For sure. Do you really think so? Oh, I'm so happy. Did you know that in ancient times there used to be people called bards whose only job was to tell stories? That sounds like the best thing ever. Haha. They are really cool. Hello, Mars. I also got you a shiny rock that you can see your face in. Haha. Dang, I don't think I got anything for you, sadly. Uh, do you like stick? Question mark. Experiment on it. It'll be great. Alright, back to pouring drinks for everybody. Work in the cafe. Dr. Instance comes in most days to grab a blep tea to go. She has a lot of responsibility and different jobs to do, and unlike Auntie Zeden, she doesn't make it look gracefully effortless. Most days, she cuts the line and snaps at you to make her order right away because she doesn't have time to waste. You wonder if maybe the doctor needs to slow down. Ah, make what she wants quickly. She thanks you and heads back to the lab. You shouldn't force people to be slow, that'd be rude. Yay, super cool. Bonus empathy, let's go. So much empathy. Governor Loom enters the colony square with his customary bombastic fanfare. Brass band, red carpet, banners with the Heliopause logo snapping in the hot dust breeze. It's inspiring. The governor gets his usual tithe of applause from the diehard soldiers, but it's obvious how tired and fearful everyone has become since in service of his war. You catch Mars' attention as she rolls her eyes, making a gagging motion. Cal looks sullen with withdrawn, refusing along with the rest of Geoponics to give Loom any applause. The governor raises his hands for silence, though it's largely unnecessary. Pioneers of Vertumna, he begins, we stand here today, not shivering and quaking in fear, but with our hands around the neck. And he's making a ringing gesture of the planet herself. Before he can continue, Mars leaps from her seat and runs to the front of the stage. A ripple of fear goes through the crowd. You all remember what happened last time, or when Utopia last year. It doesn't have to be like this, she cries, speaking up to the crowd. We don't have to listen to him. He's just a bully with a gun, like the ones that we left behind on Earth. Watch in delight. She turns to the council. Why are you just sitting there? Come on, why aren't you doing anything? The council look up at each other. Rhett seems unmoved, and Utopia shrinks to herself, holding her hand to her chest. Antian looks concerned, but fearful of Loom. Instance is grim, and Seek just wants to see what happens. Only Cal looks enthusiastic, but the young member of the council, he's outmatched. Loom gestures sharply to his guards, and Mars is seized and taken out of sight. In the uncomfortable silence that follows, the governor strides to the front of the stage and looks down at the crowd. As I was saying, you can trust me to lead this colony and humanity into a new era, an era of peace and prosperity where we no longer need to fear the creatures that have come out of the night. He raises his fist to the sky. This planet is rich, he cries. It is the Earth that we were promised, unscarred by the mistakes of our forefathers. Maybe your future mistakes? Here, we will become what humanity has always strived to become. Caretakers of a new garden. Children of a new Earth. People cheer, spurred on by Loom's display of dominance. Loom looks upon the crowd with pride. Pioneers, we are so close. Soon this planet will be ours, and her riches and wonders with it. But first, we need to adapt to the harsh realities of our current world. I know all of you love your council, but it's time we thought about the future. We don't need to guard the colony leadership, he says, with some disdain, against sudden upheavals, deaths, imprisonment, and the like. I've decided to instate a second position for each seat on the council. Bloom explains that every council member will be taken an official second in command. Seconds will be trained in running the department and will be ready to take over the apartment should the worst happen during an attack. The council looks concerned. This is how Loom begins to cycle out the colonial government with a veneer of legitimacy. Yep. Man's saying, hey, I want these people in here so that when something happens, he gets what he wants. Applicants must have spent a minimum of time in that department and will be judged by the council based on their relevant skills, though Loom will likely argue hard for his Heliobe appointees. You scribble your name on the ballot for Engineer, Cultivator, Steward. A steward! We could do a steward. Of course, we also we've spent a majority of this run being an engineer. Yeah, let's do engineering. It'd be cool to be a second steward, though, not gonna lie. You come forward to be added to the ballot. Tangent watches you with a wary expression as she adds her... Oh, that's right. You know, I do want Tang to be a... You know what? I'm gonna step off. That's Tang's job. I'm not gonna mess with that. I am not gonna mess with Tang. She can have that job. That's all hers. Don't know what I was thinking. Sorry. There we go. Sorry, but I'm not about to step on that. I want to see what happens there. Alright, we will be a steward. Auntie Anne beams with pride when she sees your name on the ballot. She's so happy you applied, no matter who is selected. She's been so overworked since Luma announced people could have babies again. The new creech is full of children, and the kitchens are almost always working at capacity. The council discussed all the nominees at length, and then... You win! You're second steward now. Auntie Anne gives you a big hug. Someday, you may take over her job, and then she'll finally be able to put up her feet. Hooray. When the voting is concluded, Seek announces the names of those newly appointed seconds. The crowd cheers when Seek reads out your name as second steward. You don't recognize the Helio appointed to second administrator, must go to Loom's people. Base is appointed second security officer under Rhett. He gives a small little speech, essentially congratulating himself and promising to single-handedly win this war. Yay, Tangent! Stands proudly at her rightful place as Chief Engineer Instance's side as her second. One of the Helio-born agriculturalists is chosen as second cultivator. At least there's someone with actual geoponics and experience, not someone Loom installed in the position. A Helio soldier you don't recognize is appointed as Utophia's second, much to her dismay. After the politicking is over, the crowd adjourns to the feast table and, eventually, the dance floor. The sun sets on a long day, the heart breaks, and the party continues well into the night. After the festivities, it's straight back to work as usual. Everyone complains. You usually get at least a few days off it for Tumnilia. But Loom reminds the colony that it's only a few short months before the next attack. Your dreams begin to increase in intensity, and as the wormhole draws closer to the planet, filled with terrifying and consuming visions, a feeling of urgency dogs your steps. Like you're running out of time. Running out of time to do what? What do I have to do? That is the question. Hello, Tangent. I'm very happy that you made it to the stewardship. You bump into Tangent after a routine checkup in the men bay. Ragashi, could you wait a moment? I'm almost done. Let's walk out together. Dr. Instance gives you a curious look as Tang hurries to catch up with you, but goes back to her work. You wonder if Tang needs something from you or just wants to hang out. Lately, it seems like she has had less time with her friends, preferring to work late at the lab. Maybe she's lonely. Nice weather we're having, Tang says as you walk outside. You look around. It seems pretty normal for the season. It's so different here than it was in space. Growing up in a spaceship was so clean and tidy, and Here I am constantly sweeping pollen or dust spores or what have you off of everything. There was a mushroom growing in the corner of the bathroom the other day. Yeah, it's kind of gross here. Right? Everything is just growing all the time, everywhere, with no plan. I hate everything about it. You walk a few more minutes. Tang clearly has something on her mind, and she lets you sit down until she finally steals herself. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. As you know, I've been working on a big project with the chief engineer. What big project? Yeah. You nod, and she continues. Well, it's going really well, and I think we're finally over the last hurdle now. Governor Loom says it's going to change everything here in the colony for the better. Tang seems more at ease than you've ever seen her in years. Truly, I couldn't have done it without you, Tang says, a smile and warming her face to a usually expressionless face. I know I can be a hard person to be around, but I appreciate everything you've done for me. And ultimately, for the colony and all of humanity. What's really going on with you? It's nothing. I think it's nice to take a moment and recognize when someone has helped you. I'm trying to do it more. If the last decade has taught me anything, it's that you don't want to wait until it's too late. See, I already got it. Yeah. But I'm happy to help a friend. Tang nods and shoves her hand into the pockets of her lab coat, apparently having exhausted her capacity for heartfelt conversation. Understandable. You're great. Don't ever think that you're not great. Because you are great. Hello, Nomi. I apparently have a present for you? Hell yeah. Oh, it's your birthday, I bet. Yeah. Very nice. We have okay relationship with her. Hello, Rex. Is there anything I can do? No, I don't think so. Alright, cool. Alright, time to be back working in the cafe. Auntie Anne visits faithfully every morning, dropping off fresh pastries in exchange for steaming blip latte the size of her head. She swears she doesn't know what she'd do without you. She likes to talk about whatever hollow novel she's reading. She really likes romance novels, especially ones with pirates. Lots. Hey, look, it's our blep tea card. If I do that and we put... Nah, it's not going to allow us. Lame. I don't want to get rid of our blep tea card, so that will go here. 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not what I want. Oh, right, it won't become a 6. It'll be a 4. Gosh darn it. That's fine. We still get super goal. Very nice. Alright, one more go at it. Tang, you good? Yep, Tang's good. Nomi's good. Anemone? Vane. Or Vase. He's Vane. Work in the cafe. The lounge is a popular spot for people to go on dates, so you have a lot of insider knowledge on everyone's personal lives. Mostly it's just been people who've been dating as long as you've been alive, like Mars's dad's or Cal's mom's or mom and her partner. Though there are a few new loves blooming. You also see a lot of breakups. It's part of the job being the colony's barista slash counselor. See, this is the job that if I could actually do in real life, like that, this was always something that I really wanted to do, is be like a counselor, but you know, in the shape of a barista. What if we make this a 4? No, not really. 4, 5, 6, 7. First collectible use is free, eh? Make that an 8. Hell yeah. Super straight. Something I am not. And we got both creativity and empathy up at the same time. Let's go. New perk. Choose from 3 cards when relaxing. And new perk. 5% chance to gain 1 extra skill. Alright, cool. Hey Rex, guess what? I have the last thing you need. Have a log. Now you have 100%. You swing by Rex's lounge for some much needed rest and relaxation. Wait, isn't Rex's lounge the place where I work all the time? So am I not always here? Who's serving drinks? Hey, where's the barista? Oh wait, it's me. Singing drinks and conversation behind the bar. Alright, Ragashi, he exclaims when he sees you, gesturing you to take a seat at the bar. I was just talking about you. You take a seat, and Rex pulls a few bottles down from the wall. Now that you're here, I get to unveil a new drink. I named it after you. He pours various liquids into a shaker, and a few minutes later pours you a light blue drink that almost glows white in the bar's lights. You take a sip and almost immediately start sputtering. It's got one heck of a kick right off the top. Bracing is a good word for it. Strong, right? I call it the Ragashi Punch. Get it? Rex, thank you, I'm honored. Oh, it's nothing, he says as he washes the shaker. I've been thinking about it for a while. You're one of my best friends. I'm honestly just so happy I met you and we became friends. Just friends? Wow. Nomi, who's sitting beside you at the bar, nursing their own drink, has an umbrella and a potato skewer, and a little popping candles clears their throat. And Rex laughs. I said one of my best friends. Jeez, can't a guy have two best friends? Rex jumps the bar and swings his legs over. Why don't you stay a while, Ragashi? You've been working so hard. Let me help you relax. What do you want? Shots. Let's do shots. Absolutely, he says. Shots, shots, shots. He goes back behind the bar and pours a line of 7 shots. Let's race. You start at that end, I'll start on this one. Ready? Go. You slam through the shots in record time, relying on superior constitution to easily outpace Rex. You drink the middle mark first and stop, not wanting to be greedy. Whew, Rex says, finishing the rest and then putting his head down on the table. Okay, wow. Remind me to make your drink stronger. I underestimated you. Afterwards, Rex asks, what next? Karaoke. Yes, great idea. Rex cheers and leads you over to the karaoke machine. Nomi and Mars join you as soon as they realize what's going on. Those two can never resist a chance to show off. You sing a song with each of them, and then go for your show-stopping solo. My heart flies over the wrestling ridges. Always a crowd pleaser, that one. Rex holds up his lighter while Nomi and Mars fake big theatrical sobs. It's a total blast. Let's play a board game. What about this one? I don't think we've played it before. You settle down together to play a game. Mars joins you. Oh, this one. I've played it before. It's a game from Earth about, owning property and making people pay rent for staying. Oh, ew, gross, we're playing Monopoly. Why? No. Rex looks at the box dubiously. What's rent? He asks. You set up the game under Mars's guidance and play a few rounds. After a while, it's clear that Mars is the only one having any sort of killer instinct. You and Rex just let the others stay for free on your property, while after a while, Mars complains that you're not playing the game right, and she leaves in a huff. Haha. Let's dance. That's a great idea, he says, and leads you to the dance floor. It's usually empty at this time of day, piped with fiery, obtrusive lounge music from the Hollow Archives, but Rex fiddles around with the sound system until something fun and danceable comes out. Come on, I love this song. You and Rex throw yourselves around the dance floor for a few songs. It doesn't matter that it's the middle of the day, or that you're the only ones dancing, or that you can feel other people watching you with amusement. Honestly, it's just good to move your body around without caring about... Oh. Hello? Weird. Alright, don't do that. Feel other people watching with music. It honestly is just good to move your body around without caring about whether it's right or strong or smart for a few blissful minutes. There are just two bodies moving through space. When you're done, Rex wipes his sweaty face and grins. Whew. That got the old heartbeat racing. What next? Nah. Let's get out of here. Together. Oh, yes, I love the way you think. Lol, we can't show that on stream. What are you doing? Cover that up. No. Rex takes you by the hand and leads you to his quarters, a cozy little nook above the bar and a surplus of pillows and blankets. You sink onto his bed and he drops to his knees behind it or besides it. Close your eyes. Ooh. Rex is holding a collar in his hand. Oh my god, I love it. It's about 2 fingers thick, white faux leather with gold accents, and slightly padded on the inside for comfort. He looks at you hopefully. Do you like it? I thought maybe we could. It'll look perfect on me. Rex looks surprised and clutches the collar in his hands. Whoa! Oh, Ragashi. He laughs, going a little pink across the cheekbones. Wow, you actually made Rex blush. I thought because of the whole dog thing, but wow, it actually. Your way sounds really nice too. Aw, I love it. You lean down and Rex buckles the collar around your neck with gentle hands. You don't have to wear it all the time. This isn't like an ownership thing, okay? I just thought it'd be nice to wear something to remind me of you. But if you want to wear it instead, that's fine too. You look at yourself in Rex's mirror. It does it perfect. Hee hee. Neat. Ken has collar now, question mark. No? Nope, not allowed. We have a data band. I guess that's... Wait, when did we get a gear slot open? What? How have I not been using this? No. Hmm. Hmm. Let's do a plas cutter. Yep, for sure. Alright, visit the supply depot. What's in here? Is there anything I can quickly buy for 200 kudos? Plus 30 engineering. First collectible use is free. That's really good. Wish I could have the gun. Plus 20 to combat. Plus 10 to reasoning. Well, I guess there's nothing really great in here. That's fine. Not for 200, that is. Alright. More barista time. But first, I am going to go ahead and take a quick pause. I'm going to drink some water. Make sure I am ready for this month. So, I'll be right back. Yeah, that is much better. Alright. You know that feeling when you sit on your leg for too long and all the blood's just like, hey, you forgot about us. And then your leg's just like, oh god, you're right. And then it just stings as you're trying to walk it off. Not a great feeling. Hey. But yeah, alright, we're back. So we were working in the lobby, in the cafe, being a steward. We were gonna be an engineer, but honestly, Tangent is way cooler about that stuff and deserves it more than we do. So this is fine. I like working in the cafe too. You serve Mars's dad's aluminum and burnish on their monthly date night. They've been together since the stratospheric left Earth, and apparently still managed to keep the love alive. They're also a great source of colony gossip. You learn more about other adults from them than you ever wanted to know. I guess I should take one more trip out to the little Thud Thumper area now that I'm thinking about it. At least before everything kind of like ends, I guess. Ah, there we go. Plus, it doesn't feel like we're going to get any new dialogue options. Sadly. Or we could also head out during Glow again, I think. Of course, we already headed out during Glow. I don't think there's a way to do it again. Alright, you find Tang puzzling over a large holoscreen, making notes on her hollow eye and frowning over them. As you approach, she gestures to wipe the holoscreen clean and start again. Ugh, she sighs, taking a break to rub their temples. Okay, Tang, come on, think. Oh, Ragashi, hello. I'm in the middle of running a simulation on genetic diversity over the next few generations. You're welcome to see it. It will affect all of us, most likely. Tang pulls up the next genogram simulation, a family tree encompassing all of the people in the colony, their familial relationships, and genetic conditions. She scrutinizes it with a frown. We have an unusually high amount of hereditary heart disease. No matter how you slice it, luck of the draw. We've lost quite a bit more genetic diversity than the original geneticists of the Vertamina Project anticipated, and that's not even counting those unwilling or unable to reproduce. She crosses her arms. It's possible to steer the ship out of it, so to speak, but it will take some purposeful breeding choices for at least 5 or 6 generations. Can I verify your data? It sounds crude, but the colony will need to accept a certain level of oversight in this matter if we intend to survive. Genetically speaking, artificial insemination of material from Earth donors, even in love matches, for example. You stare at the genogram until your eyes cross and shake your head. It's terrifyingly complex, isn't it? Imagine this process happens all the time naturally. Why any sweating beast can squirt a child into the dirt. It's all just proteins and luck, but the end result is this. It's beautiful. Ooh. On a long enough time scale, we can predict the genetic drift of species. In the face of that, what do family bonds matter? It's not as if sharing genes with someone guarantees you'll be a strong family unit. Does anyone really like their parents? Sometimes. Depends. I did. Sounds a little eugenicsy. Tang looks affronted. You what? Ragashi, surely we're in the middle of grounds between eugenics and everyone dying of preventable genetic diseases, especially in the first critical generations. I guess. Not quite, it's making sure that a small colony like this doesn't have genetic diseases. You don't have to guess, I know. It's literally what I'm here for. As for my own family, I feel no allegiance to any of them based on blood. If I had no family at all, that would be acceptable. What about Dis? I'm ashamed we're even related. Literally, all he does is go out on expeditions and talk. First of all, he doesn't even come back anymore. He left. He gone. Do you mean the depressed drunk who died when I was a kid? Not at all. If it wasn't for Chief Steward Anne, I probably wouldn't even still be alive. You want kids someday. Truthfully, I'm not entirely certain I can bear children. There must be limits to my gene-engineered body. I certainly didn't experience puberty to the extent that Mars did, for example. Besides, children would only distract me from my work. Chief Engineer never had children at all, after all, and I think that's admirable. Tang glazes flicks over to where Chief Engineer instance is taking one of the other lab assistants. In some ways, I'm the child she never had, and she is the mother I wish I did have, she says quietly. Instance and I became close when we started the gender affirmation process, and it was so obvious then that we were kindred spirits. Over the years, when I could come in for checkups and observations, we'd often talk about the science behind the process. Of course, I showed an interest in it, and Instance fostered that in me. She supported me. Unlike my own mother, who by that point has ceased to find any joy in almost anything. Yeah, to a point where they named their kid Dis. Alright, what would I be without Instance? The only thing I have in life are what she gave me. Not just my body, but my passion, my hard work, my achievements. Without her, I would have nothing. I owe everything to her. Tang clenches her fist so hard her arm quivers. No matter what Instance does, I'll be here to support her. That sounds really important to you. She is. More than anyone. Now, if you excuse me, I have a legacy to plan. Hee hee. You need a break soon. Ain't that the truth? Mars, look at the pretty rock. Aha. You approach Mars, who's deep in negotiations of some kind with Tangent. When Tang sees you over Mars's shoulder, she points and says your name. Thank you, forces of chance and chaos. Tang mutters, slipping away as Mars's attention turns to you. She's your problem now. Ragashi, you're looking hideous today. Darling, luckily I am doing makeovers and fashion advice free of charge. Alright, that's the thing we're doing now. Come with me. Directing you to her room. I've been working on these designs for a week. They're fresh off the printer, and I am just dying to see how they look on a regular person, like yourself. Mars's room is a riot of sparkling fabrics. My first fashion line is all about dressing up the seasons of Vertumna, Mars says, as she ushers you inside. Yellow and angular for dust, airy and pink for pollen, stuff like that. If we ever make it back to Earth, I want to be known as the visionary who brought Vertumna home. That's a great idea. I know. Mars indicates the pile of outfits on her bed. Well, what are you waiting for? Chop chop? You try on an outfit after her, letting Mars scrutinize your silhouette and bearings. She seems genuinely focused on how the clothing performs. Finally, you finish trying on all the outfits. I think the glow jumpsuit is the winter, but go ahead, put that back on. Then, we'll do your hair and makeup. You sit on the bed and Mars pulls out a box of her cosmetics. A day look? Or something more bold for the nighttime? Something flashy, for sure. Mars smiles at you with all of her perfect teeth. A man after my own heart. Can you imagine Tang sitting down for this? Mars does your makeup efficiently, then pulls out a ball of bright blue nail polish. One more thing, and the look is complete. Mars paints your nails, humming tunelessly while she works. And voila! She says when she's done. I'm never doing this again. That was fun. And informative, I hope. Blue is definitely your color. Haha. Hello, Rex. Hugs incoming. Nice. More hugs. Super hugs. We got hugs. Super hugs. A super huggy. Perception. We could just run past all of the events, like all of the bad ones, and just search for the good one. Oh, right. Hello. I almost forgot about you. Perfect. survey the ridge. See if there is anything new that I need to investigate or see. I want to check on this thumper just in case. And considering that I still have, enough for one more go at it. Oh, Utopia, I don't have the time to talk to you. I will be overly stressed out if I have to talk to you, so I will not. I don't remember if there's anything around that de-stresses me, so... Hello, you. You're enjoying a relative uneventful second sun of taking readings of one of Utopia's geological surveys when... You get a sudden premonition. This situation feels familiar. Oh, you need to move now. You jump out of the way and see Sim come crashing through the air with what have been grappling with a skyfish, almost as big as he is. In the ensuing tussle, they completely crush the delicate scanning equipment you just finished setting up. Utopia's gonna be so upset. Oh no. The survey wreckage helplessly while Sim holds the skyfish at bay. The skyfish flops around pitifully and then springs back into the sky and flies away, thrilling in distress. It didn't even look dangerous, really. Ragashi! Sim croaks and turns your attention to him, blood pouring from a wound in his chest where one of the skyfish spines must have pierced his otherwise perfect skin. It's the thing that would definitely leave a scar, or worse. Holding the wound closed, Sim smiles sheepishly. I guess my future sight isn't always 2020? Holy shit, are you going to be okay? He waves dismissively. Tis but a flesh wound. Then says, Did I say it right? It's from one of your Earth movies. I quite liked it. Did we ever give Sim the, I don't know if we gave Sim the movie stuff. Okay. He grins. You think it's just a coincidence that I'm always here at the exact right time to save you? At night, when I'm asleep, he corrects himself, I sometimes see visions of things that are going to happen, or at least could happen. My dreams aren't always true. Sim says, wincing as he applies pressure to the wound. The paths branch and converge. Time is more of a web than a line, I think. But always in the center, there's you. Probably because I'm the chosen one. You were just joking, but he shrugs. Maybe. Some gardeners have the ability to see between timelines and remember things that may happen in the future, but it takes hundreds, even thousands of years to develop. Unless I'm mistaken, you have this same ability. But you were born with it. I can't tell you how this future sight works. To be honest, even I don't know. But if you're curious, maybe you'll go look for answers under the light of the wormhole in glow, he confesses. You press him for more, but he begs you to simply leave and handle his injury in peace. So, yeah, we went there. We saw the wormhole. Then there was a giant monster that decided that it was going to try and eat us, and then we allowed it to eat us, and infinity happened. And then we said no, and reloaded and continued along our way. Anything here? I hope there's something here. There is something here. Okay, I am glad I showed up. Bet. You're back in the wormhole observatory. You poke around, who knows what you might find. Try all the elevators, some are broken. One gets stuck for an hour and you think you're gonna die there, and then it chugs to life. And you find the orrery. It's a beautiful room under one of the smaller pyramids. The light from your hollow palm glimmers off the crystals in rainbow colors, dotting the walls and ceilings in familiar constellations. There's one huge crystal plate embedded in the wall, engraved with deep glyphs, convergent domain writing. You guess it's some kind of map. In the center is clearly a representation of the wormhole. Lines extend from the wormhole to point to other points on the map, and many more glyphs you can't read. The crystal is cut up into shards, like it can move around, but it's still dark and probably has been for thousands of years. You run your hand on the panel, looking for a way to turn it on. Your hands encounter a slot. Upon further inspection, it seems to match one of the artifacts you picked up in your surveying. You slot it into the device, or slot the device into the slot. The crystal panes on the wall come to life, the glyphs on them glowing. they start to move in an unnervingly organic way, like melting into water and sliding over the surface, rearranging themselves. It's not just writing, the very surface of the panel raises and lowers like braille. The glyphs pulses with energy and the same swirly purple pink as the glowing device, which you realize must be the power source, a convergent domain battery. It's like an orrery for the wormhole. This must be one of the best preserved bits of convergent domain technology you found yet, and an exciting sample of their writing. You're starting to piece together the glyphs of the conveyor's language. You can recognize the symbols for Vertumna, the wormhole, the conveyor, and basic verbs, and going, being and going, and one that seems to be to mean bending or twisting, that is used all over the place. It starts to get easier, and you think a brief connection with the array itself must have given you the conveyor's language in your subconscious. It's all so much to take in, and it's getting late. Better bring all your recordings back and let Congruence and the rest of the archaeology team crunch away at a bit. They'll be thrilled. Bet. I hope we still have time to do that. You're in your room when you get a notification from Governor Loom. All colonists are reported to the courtyard for an announcement. It's the middle of wet out there. Couldn't he have done it over the hollow instead, dragging you out in the rain? You whistle for Hoptavius to jump on your shoulder. They've been cooped up inside during this downpour and could use some fresh air. Maybe they're asleep? You crouch down next to the bed and try to shake them awake. There's no response. You shake harder, but your heart sinks. Why? What did I do wrong? Game, not Hoptavius. You brush the tears away from your eyes and pull yourself together. You'll have to mourn them after this stupid announcement that Loom wants to make. You report to the main courtyard. Everyone is huddled miserably under their umbrellas, shivering in the sensibly cold drizzle. Loom stands out on stage, looking unbothered. You find Cal in the crowd, sharing an umbrella with an unimpressed look. Loom gestures, and Dr. Instance and Tangent are brought up on stage by armed Helio guards. Good afternoon, pioneers. Sorry. Oh yeah. Good afternoon, pioneers, Loom bloons. Wet enough for you? There's a scattering of polite laughter. He spreads his arms wide, palms up in the sky. I wanted to have all you here for a momentous time in the history of Vertumna, the moment we humans turned the tide of the war forever. At his word, hundreds of drones buzz overhead. They look like watering bots, all affixed with spray nozzles. The crowd gasps as they begin to emit some sort of aerosol, quickly mixing with the rain as the drones take off in all directions. Thanks to our eggheads in engineering, Loom says, bringing Instance and Tangent forward, we're never going to have to worry about being attacked ever again. I give you a cure for all the troubles. There's an acrid chemical taste in your mouth. It begins to water relentless, pushing out the whatever it is. Stars, it is. Some kind of toxin? A pesticide? In just a few short weeks, everything on this planet larger than a fly will be dead except us. Bro, what? Bro, no. Don't you fucking do this. There will be some losses, like the native livestock, but we don't need them anymore. Soon we'll take down all the walls and expand the farms as far as we want. The entire planet is ours now. Bro, no. Loom. Oh no, this is what Tang was working on this whole time? You helped her. Loom waves Instance forward to address the crowd. It's as the governor said. It's as the governor said, she said, sounding strained. The virus we've engineered employs the same pathways we discovered while researching the Shimmer sickness. The spores we call Shimmer act as a biological communication network between all the species of Vertumna. By blocking the chemical receptors, we cut off that communication at the cellular level. In any xenofauna more complicated than an insect, this causes death within hours. Y'all killed my Hopeye. My Hoptavius! Hoptavius is dead now because of this. Then species and eventually the entire ecosystem. She glances at Loom, who looks smug before continuing. The environment will change drastically. We may need to weatherproof a period of instability. And when and when it comes out from the bunkers, it's going to be a planet that's been wiped clean, a total blank slate, ready for us to colonize. No more attacks, no more sickness, just green Vertumna. Forever. You realize that if this king kills all the animals, it's going to kill the gardeners too. Or at least their physical forms. It's gonna kill Sim. No. On stage, Tangent is crying openly as Loom grabs her arm and thrusts her into the air for victory. Then, oh, no. Curse you, Loom. A mixture of cheering, screaming, and crying. Some people at the front surge towards Loom, but are held back by his personal guard. Tangent stumbles off the stage as soon as Loom lets go of her arm. We're gonna go confront her. She resists first, thinking you're just going to yell at her like everyone else, then haltingly begins to explain. I didn't want to do this. We were just researching xenobiology. Like, we're supposed to. But Loom wanted us to work on a super weapon. We knew we could do it, but Instance didn't want to use our research like that. Loom, he forced us to. She takes a deep breath and scrubs her face, pulling her hair. I didn't know I was listening. I was in the freezer getting a sample. He came in with guns, and he said that if Instance didn't make this virus, he was going to make an example of her. It's congruence. And the engineering and the medbeds. Instance stole them when she worked for the corporations back on Earth. That's why the Helios are here. They were sent to punish us and take our colony as compensation. Got you. Well, you guys also stole a spaceship from a museum, too. Technically, none of y'all were supposed to make it to Vertumna, but you know what? Alright. She scowls at Loom up on the stage. Utopia looks like she's about to go at him with her fists. If she didn't make this virus, she was going to kill her. He was going to kill her. He said he would make an example of the entire council, firing squad for all of them. We didn't have a choice. Once I knew, I had to help her. You helped too. Whether you knew it or not, I couldn't have done this without you. I don't think we could have done this without you. It's not your fault. What else were you supposed to do? Even if we killed the planet. Oh, right, yeah. You know Tangent did what she felt was right. Her expressions crumples in relief through fresh tears spring to her eyes. I wish this never happened. Once it all started, it felt like I couldn't stop it. I wanted to, but I couldn't. You hear a sudden burst of plas rifle fire. A collective scream comes up from the crowd and everyone surges away from the front of the stage. Two people in geoponics lie motionless in the mud. Alright, childhood trauma simulator strikes again. He was never one for violence, but even Cal found his limit today. Green Vertumna forever, Loon begins to chant. before ushering off stage by his honor guard. His supporters take up the chant, and the crowd dissolves into a riot. Overhead, you can hear the hum of drones becoming more distant as they speed off to deliver their genocidal payload. That's the end? That's our end? Are you kidding? What the fuck? Wow. Why though? As Governor Loom predicted, anything larger than an ant within a couple of seasons, the cure spreads like a virus through all of the native xenofauna, and many of the trees and other xenoflora too, as the line between creature and plant is blurry on Vertumna. The die-off is massive. Rotting biomatter and fungal blooms choke the planet. You and the other humans take shelter inside the heliopause, relying once more on hydroponics and life support. Loom's power grows as years passes. Then 5, then 10. While outside the planet struggles to find new equilibrium, Vertumna cools by entire degrees, which is enough to take out even those species that survived this virus. Some of the colonists succumb to a sort of wishful thinking conspiracy, whereby Loom was only lying about the virus in order to force everyone inside so he can control the colony under a fascist police state. It sweeps through the colony, igniting police riots and unsuccessful takeovers. When you emerge over a decade later, it's to a planet you hardly recognize. Swarms of insects roam over a decimated landscape, scrubbed clean of Vertumna's native biodiversity. The planet's ecosystem is crippled, but yours for the taking. The bots recolonize the planet first, seeding the raccoon newly nitrogen-rich soil with earth plants. Within a few more years, it's safe for humans to leave the heliopause. You feel the breeze on your face for the first time in over a decade. The planet smells different, and it's cool, and dry in a way that Vertumna has never felt before. Is this what Earth was like before humans destroyed it? It's ironic that it took another apocalypse for humans to have another chance at survival. The colonists too have changed. Many children are born on board the heliopause, children that have never known Vertumna as a lush pink and purple planet. And there are deaths. Notably, Instance takes her own life a few months into the quarantine period. Rex is no stranger to living under authoritarian rule. During the long decade trapped inside together, you take solace in his optimism and joy. You continue seeing him on and off for, well, your whole life, really. You never expected monogamy from him, and he doesn't expect it from you. Rex is a beloved fixture in your life for as long as you both enjoy each other's company. Tangent eventually rises to the role of chief engineer, just as she always dreamed. But as one of the architects of the genocide, she feels guilt for this, and everything else, for the rest of her life. You never see any sign of the gardeners again. You and the other humans dedicate your lives to recreating humanity's garden, here on Vertumna. There are still environmental concerns to contend with. The insects that survived bring disease and pestilence, and the climate is unpredictable, but humans are resourceful creatures. You have no doubt that you'll be able to overcome these challenges without facing the threat of annihilation every year. In the moment of your death, as your brain cells fizzle out one by one, shut down forever, a vision swims in your mind's eye. A person. It's you, only ancient. They speak. Smiles. We had a good life, don't you think? Well, I tried. I could have done better. Yeah. Yeah, save Tammy. Yo, that what the hell is Oh. Oof. I expected something like not that. Oof. Huh. Yeah, honestly, Dis had the right. Well, no, Dis is out there. Well, no, he's not out there anymore. Oh God, that's all bad. Every bit of that is just really bad. Oof. Well, okay then. I think that's one of the beauties of this game, though. Is there's traumatic experiences like that. There's exactly what would have happened if somebody like Loom was in charge and extremism took over here. So obviously there has to be a way to overthrow him and keep him from doing that, because that's some bullshit right there. That is not okay. Oof. Okay. Well, we're gonna keep going. We're not gonna keep going today. I'm gonna go ahead and put a pause on it today, because ouch, that's a lot to take in. But we do have a secondary save. I did end up over the weekend started playing kind of like another playthrough just to catch up to where I was, because I love this game so much. In that one, I'm best friends with Tang and Dis, um, and I want to see where that goes. We basically have a year and a half to prevent Loom from going off the deep end like that and killing literally everything native. Yeah. Okay, well, I say tune in tomorrow. I hope so. Let's Yeah, it's gonna be a matter of tuning in tomorrow to see us do that. We're going to basically go through an entire year and a half all like that. I will say, since I've officially completed a playthrough through the game, uh, I'm not going to be spending all of my time reading every dialogue option, just the new and unique ones. So, um, it'll be good if you guys wanted to catch up on everything that happened. All of the videos are still up on Twitch. They're going to be moved to my YouTube channel as well, just to have like a nice little video archive as well. So while that's going like that, you guys can check it out. And yeah, I'm gonna continue. We're gonna kick this man right where it hurts, because that's not okay what he just did there. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys so much for watching and honestly being emotional support through all of that shit. Oof. I may also have to play with this save too to see if there's anything I could have done. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all tomorrow. Maybe even later the night. Depends on how everything goes, but definitely tomorrow. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. Sorry to end on such a somber note, but damn. It's not over yet. We're gonna keep fighting. We have past lives. We got this. Alright. Bye, everybody.